Good morning. We had a little a little hiccup there. It didn't want to switch to my camera. Good morning, everybody. Hello, good morning. I hope all of you are doing well. Oh my goodness. It's always something. I tell you what, it's always something. Good morning, good morning. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Dustin, and this channel, Modern Metaphysica, is about all things occult and esoteric with a very heavy lean on the tarot. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out. Today we're going to do another kind of reflections and favorites video. I have like this hair hanging right in the middle of my face. Um, and we're gonna take a look at all of the favorite my personal favorite things from the previous month. So if you're interested in my favorite stuff, stick around because I've got some goodies to share with you guys. Okay. um the hair is done. Yes, the hair is absolutely done. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I hope everyone's doing well. It's July, you guys. Where is this year going? I don't understand. I feel like I do these videos and then I go to sleep and then I'm doing them again. And I don't like that. This past month was super busy. I have some really exciting things cooking in the background that I'm not going to share quite yet. Actually, it'll be a little while before I share some of this news. Um, but I have some pretty cool stuff cooked up. So I hope that you guys are excited for that. I do also want to give a big shout out and thank you to all of our channel membership members. So everyone who's a part of Scala Metaphysicae, we have been having a lot of fun in the Thoth study hall, which if you are interested in joining us, it is not too late. We are just in the beginning chapters, and if this is a perk that's available to all of our members, so you can be a member at any level. But we get together 2 times a month to hang out and read and study a topic or a book. And we're doing the Thoth Tarot right now with Lon Milo Duquette's Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. So thank you to everyone who's participating. And if you're not participating, but you're also still a member, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. We're having a good time. So yeah, it's it's been busy. This past month has been busy. I'm just like I'm replaying some of like the last month in my head, and it flew by. It honestly flew by. So much faster than I could have ever imagined. But whew, we're here. We've got a whole lot of stuff to cover today. So as always, you guys, if you have questions or comments or anything you would like me to see or read in the oh 14 months. Wow. 14 months. That's Thank you, Sir Tom. You are a gentleman and a scholar. um Good morning, Elo and Faye. Hello. Good morning to everyone. I didn't go down my usual list. There were so many of you guys here already. But good morning to everyone. But yeah, I have a lot of things to share. So as always, you guys, you'll find links to all of the stuff I'm showing today in the description box down below. So if you're interested in grabbing any of the things that I share with you guys, you'll find all that down there. You'll also find links to my social media where you can reach out and connect, as well as a link to my personal website where you can book a tarot reading with yours truly, or even purchase some of my own handmade metaphysical goods that I offer in my boutique shop. So let's dive in, because there's a lot. I have a lot around me today. um Lexi and Early Ritual kept me up way too late last night. We were chatting about different tarot topics and what's popular and stuff right now in the Discord, which was really fun. And by the way, guys, if you're in the Discord and you ever see us in there chatting away, you're always welcome to join. Um, and yeah, we stayed up way too late. way too late. But that's okay. That's okay. We're here today. So let's just dive in. Let me get my notes. Let me find a place to put this so it's out of the way. Um, but I have piles of decks around me because I did just get done filming my mini. I'm going to be posting. We talked about this week before last. I'm going to be posting mini collection videos on all. I'm going to do a video on all of my Thoth decks. So anything done by Crowley and Harris. I have a number of different editions, vintage, etc., collectors that I did a video on, and then I'm also doing a video on all of my Thoth clones and Thoth adjacent decks. So anything like MM Lane's decks or the Navigator's Tarot or the Rorig, stuff like that. So those are coming up, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm actually going to work on editing those after today's live stream. As well as actually have to edit those, and I have to edit tarot scopes. So members, tarot scopes are going to be posted tomorrow. They'll either go up tonight or tomorrow, depending on how editing goes. And so you guys have those to look forward to. Interesting messages this month. This month is an interesting month, like astrologically. And the Adeptus members got a little taste of that with the lunar spreads, because I had to get those out ASAP this month because we had a new moon on the 5th, which was a couple days ago. A new moon in Cancer. So we're all up in our feels right now, right? So yeah, fun stuff. All kinds of fun stuff. All right. Let's dive in. Let's get started. And as always, guys, if you have questions or comments or anything you want me to see or read, do at Modern Metaphysics in chat. It will highlight it nice and bright for me. Keep posting it, all caps, whatever it takes to get my attention, because sometimes I miss things. And if I do miss something, feel free to keep posting it. Okay. I'm just trying to organize my notes on the screen here. So we're going to start, as always, with an art supply. And I kind of struggled when I was putting together my list for this month about like what I was going to include for an art supply, because I didn't really buy any art supplies last month except for one thing. And I was like, okay, well, that has to be it, really. And it is something I really love, and you'll understand why when I show it, but it's really not that exciting. So if you're excited, I'm sorry, but some of you might love this. We'll see. So my art supply for last month is this lovely set of jumbo oil pastels. So these are Mungyo oil pastels, which is a really wonderful brand out of Korea. But these are big. So I'm working on a big piece for myself. And one thing when you're working on like large canvas, whether it's painting or whatever, one thing you do is you blow through art supplies like mega. And these things, you can see I've used them. It's worn down, but these are going to last a long time, and I'm pretty excited about this. But these are jumbo oil pastels, which I know they don't look jumbo in my giant hands. So I brought along their companion standard size, just so you guys can get a sense of which one is this, just so we can pick the same one. I think this is just yellow, yeah. And I'm gonna have oil pastel all over my hands because, but that's the size difference between the two. So this gives me lots of product for real estate. They are thick. Yes, Lexi, these are thick and girthy. So I was pretty excited about that because especially when it comes to like blues and things like that, when you're like laying down like big skies or something in a painting, I tend to like just run through those. And the thing is these tend to be a little bit less oily than like the really good oil pastels, so they're really good for layering too. So I can cover a canvas or a piece of paper really quickly with these. And they're affordable, and they're gonna last a while. I don't have to like continuously um, uh, throw them out. Thank you, Grun. The best resource book for Solabuska. The best resource book for Solabuska, in my opinion, is The Game of Saturn. That is a book that's still in print. It's published by um can I reach it from here? Let me see. Mm, where is it? It might not actually be on this shelf. It's I think it's back there. But it's called The Game of Saturn, and it's uh produced by Scarlet Imprint, and I think it's available on Amazon. Let me look. Tom's got the link to Scarlet. Um and I think here I can let me swap back to here. Game of Saturn. Oh, it is not available on the Amazonians, but it is available on as a paperback from Scarlet Imprint. This book right here. This is kind of like the book about the Solabuska. Wonderful book. Um, highly recommend it. It's a great read. Covers that's the deluxe fancy edition that they did when it came out. Oh, it was nice. I didn't get it though. Um, I did get the deck though, but it's a wonderful book. I highly recommend this. So, and it's still in print. The paperback is still in print. So, yeah, it is. I will say this though. Um, it is more of a uh academic perspective on the Solabuska. It does get a little like occulty and spiritual, but it's much more about like the history and kind of what where the images come from, and its place in history and its influence on tarot. And they talk about how it was a heavy influence on Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork, as it obviously, like when you look at the Three of Swords from the Solabuska, it's Pixie pretty much directly copied it, right? So yeah, great stuff. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, and Lexi hit 14 months as well. Thank you, Alexi. Appreciate it. 14 months. I cannot believe it's been 14 months already. That's crazy. All right. So that, I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Okay, so we talked about art supply, jumbo oil pastels. If you're an oil pasteller, check these ones out. I will say these are a little more tricky to find. It seems like these are really only being carried by like the art stores. So I think I linked Jerry's Artarama, which is where I got them, but they're really affordable and they're great for just kind of getting some color on the page and not feeling like you're spending, a lot of money to accomplish that with a more expensive uh stick. Where can I set these? I'm gonna set these down here. So will they stay? I hope they'll stay. I have a big thing of cat hair on me. I'm all over the place today. Okay. Yeah, Miskatonics and Darkstar are really wonderful resources. I like to go to them when I can't find something in print. They tend to have a lot of out of print stuff, which is nice. Okay. Food and drink. That is where we are today. Food and drink. So my obsession, and I'm just gonna show it. I left them in the kitchen because I was like making coffee, and ironically, this is coffee related. Um, but my obsession presently, is How do I let me see here. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, what did I do here? Okay. I think this is gonna work. Hopefully this works. There we go. So this is my current new obsession. I have been I love these things. They're so good. So I stumbled upon these when I was at the Asian market, picking up usual things, and I saw these and I was like, "Ooh, coffee flavored candy! I bet those are good." And I specifically got the cappuccino one to start with, but I also have picked up just the regular coffee one, and it's made with real coffee. I will say this: this is like really good stuff. Like I am obsessed with these things. Um, Love them. Love them so much. They are not, I mean, obviously there's some sugar, but they're not awful. And the ingredients list is really simple and it's actually made from real coffee. And the cappuccino one has like sweetened condensed milk, which is really good. But these were definitely my favorite, hands down, food thing from last month. I love these things so much. Oh, thank you for the gifted membership. Oh, welcome, Elowin. Yay, Elowin's a part of the members now. Um, Thank you, thank you. So yeah, check these guys out if you haven't, because they are yummy, 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 and they're very inexpensive. As you can see, there. This is for the 2 pack. You get the coffee and the cappuccino one, and it's only $6. You don't get a ton of them. I think there's like probably maybe 20 candies in each little bag, but they're good and they're delicious. They're so good, you guys. If you're a coffee addict like me, you will enjoy these. These are great. I can't get enough of them, honestly. Soon we will be legion. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is favorite food item of last month. Next up we have herb. So last month I worked a lot with this little herb here. This is ashwagandha, which most people are familiar with taking this in capsule form or in a tincture. In fact, do I have it sitting here? I do. So I do take this regularly as a supplement for stress. It's a really good adaptogenic herb that helps with stress management. It also gives you a good little kick of energy and things like that. It's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's a wonderful herb. I specifically get the Gaia Herbs one because I really like this brand. Not sponsored or anything. I just they have the ability to uh they have this thing on their website where you can actually track where your herbs and stuff come from in your supplements, which I think is really cool. Um, but I also work with this herb magically, and it's a really wonderful herb to work with magically. This is what it looks like in its natural form. It's a root. So let's actually we can swap over here. It is a root. So it comes usually dried and chopped thusly. And you can see there's lots of little root bits. Let me see if I can um, adjust this a little bit. There's lots of little root bits and things like that in it. You can burn this as a part of an incense. You can make tea with it. I don't recommend just straight ashwagandha tea. I would throw some mint or something in there. Um, but you can also use it to make your own tinctures at home with glycerin or with like a food grade alcohol. aka vodka, is a great option. But it's a really wonderful herb to use magically. And magically, it's an herb of uh, healthy boundaries and stable relationships, and it promotes like calm and constructive communication, as well as trust and respect. It's often used to bring harmony, or to bring compassion and sort of like loving energy. It can help balance your mind, body, and spirit, and bring about like sort of calm, like a sense of calmness in stressful situations. So I do use it both for its healing properties and its magical properties. And as you can see, I have a nice little jar of it. This stuff lasts a long time. I've had this one for a couple years now, and I love it. Love, love, love it. And I source all of my herbs from an apothecary here in Colorado called Anna's Apothecary. They carry organic herbs, which I really love. I used to read at the shop. They're really wonderful women. But yeah, ashwagandha was my go-to herb last month. So yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. If you've never tried using it magically, it's a great herb to use magically. Wonderful, wonderful herb. So, and because it's a root, right, magically it helps get to the root of those kinds of problems and things like that. So, and it doesn't really smell like anything. I would say it smells woody. Like when you burn it, or just like smelling it right now out of the jar, it smells like woody is the best way to describe what it smells like. So, ashwagandha. All right. Oh, yeah, I keep all my herbs in these little bottles. So I bought like a whole bunch of these bottles, I think off of Amazon. And then I just got some labels, black labels, and I used a silver Sharpie marker to label them, and I keep all my herbs like this. Um, because the reason why, there's a fun fact, the reason why is that most herbs, you don't want to keep them hermetically sealed, because because it doesn't allow them to breathe, right? Um, so the cork keeps it pretty good and airtight, of course, but it still has room to breathe and not kind of get all dried out and ucky. So, or get kind of clumped and things like that. But that's how I keep my herbs, like a wizard in bottles. All right. So there's that crystal. My favorite crystal for last month, I'm just gonna swap back here, was definitely Moonstone. This is a little Moonstone bracelet that I have that I love to wear. This is one that is a it's not actually, just to nerd out a little bit. I much prefer these string, like braided adjustable bracelets than the standard kind of like elasticy bracelets, for me, just because I do have, like, being a big guy, I have bigger wrists, of course, and so the elastic ones don't always fit me really well, so I tend to lean towards these ones personally when I buy um bracelets like this. But this is just a little Moonstone one that I really love. And Moonstone is kind of known for its ability to provide psychic protection and help with lucid dreaming. It's really good for those who want to bring like clarity and inner resilience from themselves, which is kind of what I've been working with the crystal and how I've been kind of focusing on things. It is associated with divine feminine energy, right? There are two kinds of moonstone. This is regular moonstone, and then there's rainbow moonstone. Rainbow moonstone specifically is associated with your third eye chakra, and it helps connect you to intuition, wisdom, and psychic powers. The difference between regular moonstone and rainbow moonstone is kind of like labradorite in this kind of a stone, but you can see in this there's like a sheen or a shimmer right? It's almost like pearlescent. That's just regular moonstone. So that's kind of the difference. But yeah, love me some moonstone. I've worked with it in multiple different ways. I don't have any like big chunks of moonstone. I do have a few tumbled pieces which I didn't grab. I should have grabbed those. But I tend to work with moonstone in jewelry and talismanically when I work with it. So yeah. The other thing, the other thing about the elastic ones is that because I'm ADHD, I will tend to like fidget and use them as like a stim, and so I will fidget with them. And the elastic ones, when you fidget with them, they of course wear out much more quickly. And then of course you have the day that comes where you're fidgeting with your bracelet, and then it explodes everywhere, and beads go across the room. So that's always fun. That is always fun. Okay. So we did art supply, we did food and drink, we did herb, we did crystal, TV and film. So last month, you guys, I was obsessed. Currently, I'm still obsessed with House of the Dragon. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Read the books, love the books. The books are on this shelf down here. Um, but the show has been really good. Really been enjoying um, what they're doing with the show. Of course, they're doing a much better job than they did with the end of Game of Thrones, which we won't talk about because it was awful. But it's yeah, I've just been really enjoying House of the Dragon, um, and kind of how they're dealing with the prequel to Game of Thrones, right? And of course, Matt Smith, who was on Doctor Who and uh, The Crown and a number of other things. He's brilliant in it. He does really well. Um, really great show. Not a show for the faint of heart. Not a show if you're someone uh, who doesn't like full frontal or cruel and unusual things. I will say that. But it's a really wonderful show. Lexi, you're terrible. That's so funny. But yeah, I know, me too, Dell. I know when I heard that they were only doing 8 episodes, I was sad. But the budget on this show is crazy. So, House of the Dragons. If you ever want to nerd out, Dell, hop in the TV channel in Discord, and we can talk Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. I've been really loving it. So that was favorite TV show. YouTube. So YouTube last month, I didn't watch a ton of YouTube, but I did want to feature a channel that I featured before because I'm obsessed. I'm honestly obsessed. This is Artie's create artifacts, and this artist is amazing. So he does these like journal like sketchbooks, and he's been showing this one pretty consistently for a while now. You can see I've kind of looked at a lot of them. He works a lot in like colored pencil and watercolor. I really love his aesthetic and his style. It's really unique but still really kind of fantastical. But he's doing like this journal walkthrough of his play of the video game Elden Ring, which is super fun. The DLC just launched for that. Been really enjoying watching everybody play that because I haven't had time to play it yet. So I'm just kind of like I'm waiting for when I have like a little bit of a bubble of time to like really sink my teeth into that and enjoy it. But he does this like walkthrough of his journal, and it's basically like his experience playing the game, which is really cool because everyone's kind of experience playing this game is completely different because it's very open world. Um so it's like his little adventure. his little adventure journal. It's really cool, and I've been really enjoying it and watching it and loving like him recollecting all the different like encounters and stories and characters and creatures and like all the different stuff that he has come across in the world and how he interacted with it, and it's just really cool and really inspiring. I was like, oh, maybe I should do this for like the next sort of like fantasy game. That would be a really cool like sketchbook exercise, is to like journal, sketchbook, like art journal your experience, which is really cool. um but I really 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 love it. So really really interesting stuff. um I'm catching up on chat here now. Go check out Artie's artifacts though, really cool stuff. He also did a studio tour, which is amazing. His like room aesthetic, him and I feel like we're on the same page. We're cut of the same cloth. Good stuff. um there are some full frontals in Game of Thrones and in House of the Dragon, just be aware. There's some funny like TikToks of like House of the Dragons, like it was like from someone who's obviously like a teenager or a young adult living with his parents, and it's like House of the Dragons when you're watching it, right? And it's like all the like action scenes or like these cool like character moments and things like that, and then it's like, and then when your mom and dad come over, or your mom and dad walk in, and then it's like the full frontal scenes, and it's like, yep, that's pretty accurate. So funny. Um, all right. So that's that. Let's keep on swimming. So TV, film, YouTube, book. Favorite book of last month. So this came in last month. I was really excited about this. Let me swap cameras here. So this is a really cool little book. So this is Time for Magic. This is a shamanistic, a shaman shaman archists. I don't know how to say this. Guide to the Wheel of the Year, which is by Jamie Reed. This is a really cool little book. Jamie Reed is an artist, and he is a prolific artist, and this is kind of like a curated art book that has to do with sort of the Wheel of the Year. And so we all know that I love art that is associated with the occult, right? That's like one of my things. I just love it. Let me slide this stuff out of the way a little bit. Oh, that's hot. um, but there's just really beautiful artwork in here. Really cool little like doodle pages and sketchbook pages are included, which I really love. It's full color, really well printed. There is some interesting little like uh, essays. I guess we'd call them essays on each of the sort of solstices and espets and sabbaths and things like that. Um, it's a really cool little book. I've been having a lot of fun kind of exploring it. I've not read like everything in it, but like there's some really really wonderful artwork in here, and I've been really enjoying it. Um, for that, really cool stuff. Great little, yeah, it's a great little coffee table book for sure. So love this stuff. All kinds of stuff. Very fascinating work. I'm typically not a modern art kind of person, but this is the kind of stuff I can get behind. There's a whole Eightfold Wheel of the Year, covers all the stuff, talks about it. So I like how this book talks about how his art informed his spirituality and his spirituality informed his art. And for me, like that's a big part of like my own like artistic journey and path. And so I love this because it, you know, it's something I can relate to. And it's a good sized book. As you can see, it's not a tiny little book. Um Lovely book. Cover is, oops. The cover is really nice too, as I smack the microphone with the dust jacket. So if you like art meets occultism, check this one out. I highly recommend. Been really enjoying it. It's actually been living right here. And I whenever I just kind of like need a brain break, I'll grab like a coffee or a tea or one of those coffee candies because they're really good. And I'll crack the book open and I'll look at a few different pieces and kind of read about them and stuff like that. So I've been really enjoying that. Um, all right. So there's that book. New tarot time. Who's ready? Who is ready? My favorite new tarot from last month. So this is the deck that a deck that came in last month that I have really been enjoying. And this will spark a debate, I'm sure, but that's okay. Um I want to make sure that a little closer in here so that we can see the details because that's important. Okay, so my favorite new tarot from last month is the Haptic Tarot, and this has become a little bit of a decisive deck in the tarot community because this is a deck that um, utilizes AI art, and I just want to say before we jump into the discussion, right? I don't want this discussion to be on AI art, but I do want to say that I think this is a great example of how we can use AI to produce beautiful artwork. So what they did is they started with AI art and they built off of that, right? They used AI art as a foundational tool for the deck. Um, and I think that's a great way to utilize the tool. I will say this about AI. I've sent a video around, but the premise, my take on AI, the way AI works, right, is that you have an AI system that learns about art, images, right, from a database. And if that database is licensed, right, meaning that the artwork that AI is learning from, if it's licensed artwork or if it's public domain artwork, that's fine. I'm happy with that, right? Because the artist is getting paid. Because in order for AI to work, an artist still has to create artworks for the AI to learn from, right? And so the artist is still getting paid for art, right? Now, the problem, right, is if the artists were of the original artwork that artists are um, creating, if it's not licensed, right? Which of all of the major AIs out there, there's been a couple instances where there's been a little bit of a gray area. One was when one of them was, in fact, Early Ritual and I were discussing this last night. One of them was when um, one of the AIs was referencing uh, DeviantArt, and the problem that happened there was that DeviantArt updated its end user license agreement to talk about that, and a lot of people didn't realize that, right? Um, at the end of the day, right, I'm a thumbs up person for AI art as long as the art that the AI is learning from and referencing is licensed, because you have to have that. You have to have humans putting art in for AI to work, right? Art still has to get created. That's how this stuff works, right? Um, and so this deck, right, and that's just my quick spiel on AI art, right? Like as long as the AI is referencing licensed or public domain stuff, I'm all for it. When you don't do that, that's not okay. So that's my take on this. But this deck utilizes AI art as a foundational sort of layer of how the deck was created. And I think it's a great example of how you can create a beautiful, cohesive piece of artwork. Um, Utilizing AI as a tool in the artistic and creative process, right? Yes, read those terms and services. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Um, yeah. So that's yeah, paper movement, I agree. Yeah. When it's used as a tool in order to create more art, like I love that. I think it's an amazing tool that we have as artists, as creative people to create new and exciting and different ways of making art, which I love. I love it. It actually kind of makes me excited. Okay. Um so this deck is beautiful. Uh Lexi actually was the one that brought, I'm pretty sure it was Lexi, I'm pretty sure, who brought this to my attention via Discord, if I remember correctly. And I'm obsessed, you guys. Oh my God, the artwork is so beautiful. The whole deck is kind of hands. So, if hands are not your thing, haptic, of course, is like touch feedback. So, touch. This is like the tarot of touch. Um, and I love it because it, first of all, the art style, very sort of baroque, very sort of renaissance stylistically, which I really think is really beautiful. um i I love how well the creator has achieved including the important symbols of the tarot. And this actually does remind me a little bit of I'm going to move the light here. Oh, that's really bright. I'm sorry. Of the Ehrenberg Tarot. I just wanted to pull that out, which has that same sort of like zoomed in feel. But this is like way more my art style. Oh, here's the Hermit just for comparison. So it kind of is like a souped up version of the Ehrenberg, which I love. I love the Ehrenberg as well. But this one is just, oh, it's beautiful. And the cards are slightly larger than standard tarot size. The backs are really nice, very simple design. I really love the back design. Just for comparison to a standard tarot card, we have an RWS card. So you can see they're quite a bit wider, slightly taller. Um, this is available from the creator now. Um, but it's gorgeous. I really, cardstock's amazing. Look at this hangman, like it's just so, it's everything. The vein. I love this. The tower has fallen. I love that. Beautiful deck. And the minors are great too, right? Oh, this is the like a bonus card, the reader. Minors are wonderful. You still get a very sort of RWS um feel from these, which I love. Very still lifey. Love it. I love this deck. It's so cool. Like still very Seven of Cups, right? Still up in the clouds. You have the different drinks in the cups, which is cool. Like I felt like that was a really good choice. So you still get that symbolic nod towards um the deck. The Eight of Cups, all the ideas and things you leave behind. Kind of creepy, right? I like it. Everybody knows I like a little bit of creepiness. Here's our Page of Cups with the fish, right? Like firing on also the knights are beautiful. The horses. Queen of Cups and King of Cups. Love it. Yeah. Very Van Eyck. Yeah. Beautiful deck. I don't want to go through the whole thing. The wands are gorgeous. The wands are like some of my favorite because they're actually like branches and stuff. So I love that. Um, look at I love the knights so much. I love this stuff. Love it. I love it. So yeah, quietly obsessed with this one. Love it. Definitely my favorite new tarot deck um, from last month. It is not standard tarot size, Miss Moonlight. It's slightly larger. So this is a standard RWS card, and this is kind of how big. Here, make it a little easier to see here. Let me line them up. So quite a bit wider, and just ever so slightly taller than a standard tarot card. It feels good. Like I like this size. It's kind of like an oracle size. Um, do I have like an oracle deck handy? It's more of like a or actually, um, is it actually the same size? I think it. Oh, it's a little bit smaller than the Druid Craft. So kind of the same width as the Druid Craft, but a little bit shorter. I hope that helps. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I love it. Yeah. There's a lot of really like subtle symbolic things like that. So thank you for gifting a membership, Lexi, and welcome, Allison. Welcome. I'm just catching up on. Oh, thank you for posting the link, Lexi. Um Tom, it's is it changing your mind? You should get it. Tom, you need this one. It's yes, that double is 10 out of 10. I agree, Patrick. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. It is, right? And that's the thing about this. This is why I think it's a great example of like how artists and creators can use AI in creating things and use it as a tool. So if I remember correctly, um, let me just pull up the Kickstarter really quickly. Yeah, I've heard the cloth is really lovely. I personally did not back the cloth. This is the Kickstarter version, but this edition of the deck is available. But I just pulled this up. Here's the little spiel about how AI was used in the creation of this deck. So the images within the deck are AI generated, but highly modified, manipulated, and edited in Photoshop after they've been generated. Right, all of their content, design, and works have been artwork and writing has been created by Nick, who's the creator. Right. Um. So yeah, everything that AI referenced was in the public domain, right? And kind of Baroque and um, Dutch masters and things like that are what was used to reference. So beautiful stuff. How much is the deck? Yeah, 60 plus shipping, and I'm sure depending on where you are, that's gonna change. Yeah, it's funny. Like it's very clear that there's an artist's hand here, pun intended, an artist's hand. Okay, dad jokes aside, it's very clear that there's an artist's hand at work here because hands are notoriously bad in AI, right? And so a deck that literally features hands, like clearly is not just, AI prompted. Grown. Oh no. I just, I couldn't seem to put my finger on it. High five. All the coffee. This is true. We have a whole channel just dedicated to dad jokes. It is Early Ritual's favorite channel. All right. Oh my goodness. So the Haptic Tarot, hands down my favorite deck that came in last month. I'm really enjoying it. Um, a great little deck. Love it. So there's that. That is new tarot. So what was my most used tarot of last month? So in terms of like what of course I've been studying and referencing and looking at a whole bunch of Thoth decks. So I still have my pile of decks. I'm going to move the camera here so that everybody can see. This is my pile of Thoth decks that mostly Thoth. There's a couple other things that I have been organizing and shuffling around. But that's the pile of decks that I went through to record those videos about my Thoth collection. So obviously I've been working a lot with a Thoth study hall and things like that. And so I was like, well, what deck did I use the most for like my own personal readings and for clients? And I actually kind of like had to go back and look, but it was very much the Star Tarot, which this is a really, really lovely deck. It's a sort of Thoth RWS hybrid. This is the second edition. It's a beautiful deck. I really love this deck. In fact, this deck has, and I've said it many times on the channel, if I had to pick a favorite tarot guidebook, and this is actually a tarot guidebook that I keep on my table, my reading table at all times, it's this one because the book is amazing. I just love the interpretation on the cards and the symbolism and all that kind of stuff. So, this is it's a beautiful deck. It is a little bit bigger than standard tarot size. So, for reference, you can see it's quite a bit taller and a little bit wider. Cardstock is amazing. It's a little bit thicker cardstock. I will say that. It's on the thicker side, gilded. Of course, the second edition is gilded. The first edition had terrible borders. I can riffle shuffle this, but I will say I have huge hands. Most of you, if you are riffle shufflers, will probably struggle to riffle shuffle this deck. I love the backs. The backs are gorgeous. But it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. That is it references kind of all the major tarot systems, full of occult symbolism and meaning. Like, look at this Eight of Pentacles with the moon phases and the sacred geometry. And see, as you can see, the Three of Swords is very RWS, but the Three of Wands is more Thoth, right? So it's a really cool, it's a really cool deck. Love it. This is a really great deck for those people who are maybe interested in learning more of the Thoth system, but not really, if you want to dip your toes per se in a little bit. One of my favorite decks ever, though, hands down. Love it. I love this Eight of Cups. I love how it's like leaving behind what you have and like going to the surface, right? Like you're getting out of kind of feeling drowned. I love that. Beautiful deck. And like I said, the guy, if you guys have this deck and you've not read the guidebook, like cover to cover, like a book, do it. Like you will not be disappointed. Um, so good. So good. Love this. What is that a link to? Lexi? What is this? Oh, a friend list. If you want to add Lexi on Discord, that's her thing. Love this deck though. Beautiful deck. A tower. Oh, it's so good. If you are looking for instructions on how to join the Discord, if you join the if you join Scala Metaphysica today, or you were gifted a membership, if you go to the community tab on the YouTube channel, I've posted instructions in there on how to join Discord. It's got all the details are there. So go to the community tab and you can find all this stuff there. Yeah, the deck has it references all kinds of different like cultural traditions and um belief systems. Like there's references to Buddhism and Hinduism and Christianity and paganism and um Norse traditions and things like that. It really covers the gamut. I love this deck so much. I love this Six of Swords. Two of Pentacles. A world card. No creepy baby in the sun, but you do get the like creepy baby face with his arms. But he's got like this butterfly in front of him. It's kind of cool. And the colors do reference the Golden Dawn color schemes, by the way. So the color scales are present, which is great. So you can see very Thoth in that one. I love this Seven of Swords. Oh, it's so cool. Love this deck though. It's such a good deck. And like I said, the very Thoth Ace of Swords, like just to a T, right? Yeah, so good. Oh, and here's the cover art, the Hermit. Beautiful Hermit card. Yeah, this is a deck I use quite often. I love this deck. I shuffle the crap out of this deck when it wants to behave. So yeah, beautiful deck. Looks great when you use it in a spread. Love it. Love it. And the book, like I said, the book, this guidebook, you guys, so, so good. So good. So yeah, that was my most used deck last month. Um, Lovely deck. Love it. I will say these come in a big box. I need to make myself like a little box for this because I actually just keep this sitting on my reading table, just hanging out. All right. Yeah, the guidebooks are really nice. This is printed by Red Feather. It's a Red Feather deck, by the way. Um, but the guidebook is really nice. I do love that in the major arcana. So in the major arcana, in each section of the guidebook, you get a picture of the card, and then you get a description of the card. Well, not really a description, but like the sort of meaning of the card. But there's also a whole section on the symbolism, right? So the symbolism in the lover's image. Within the lover's image, you see the archangel Raphael, healer of light, who opens one's heart to light, healing, and higher consciousness. He represents the healing of one's mind, body, and spirit through light and unconditional love of God. The sun represents the light of the divine. The dove represents the Holy Spirit, descends with the light of peace that comes from healing and true self love, right? The man and woman face each other with love, devotion, and commitment, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's really cool how they break down the symbolism in the cards, which I really loved. One of my favorite things about this book. Great deck, by the way. So, yeah. How are we doing on time? Let's check our time. Oh, we're right in an hour. So yeah, those were all my favorites, you guys. Kind of a rambly stream today. Apologize for that. I'm kind of all over the place today. I'm highly caffeinated today. That's why. Um, let's see here. The Rosetta Tarot is so beautiful. The new editions, which one did you get, Patrick? Did you get the one did you get the Papyrus edition or did you get the new edition? They're both great. The Papyrus edition is really cool though because it looks like it's printed on papyrus. The new one, yeah, the new one's really lovely. Creepy baby face, I know. Always that sun card. It's so funny. All right, guys. Do you guys have any other questions for me? If not, we will get things wrapped up here. I've got a busy day of editing to do, and I still need to go out and feed my chickens and collect the eggs and water my vegetable and herb garden. Um, so I've got I got some farm chores to do. Um, is which one good? They're both great. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I have it. Is it? It's right here actually. So I have both editions. This is the new edition, the one you got, and this is the old edition. Um, this is the papyrus edition, and the cards in the papyrus edition um look like they're on papyrus, and um the titles are in hieroglyphics. So there's that. So that's the papyrus edition, and then um, and you also get this little cool little card that shows the hieroglyphics, and then this is the new edition, which has I always keep the little extra goodies in here, but you can see the new edition is just kind of standard titles and things like that. And you still you get all the goodies. Love it. I love Moon's decks. They are amazing. And the books are really good. Highly recommend the books. um, some Trader Joe's. I do love me some Trader Joe's. Good stuff. Why do you hate Trader? I love Trader Joe's. Oh, it's so good. Ooh, cold cuts. I actually have, so we have a place, we have this little German delicatessen here in town, which I love. It's been here since ancient history. Like that place has existed since before I was born. But they bake all their bread there. Their rye bread is so good. Oh, it's so yummy. And then they have all the German cold cuts, which if you're someone who likes German cold cuts, um, like or liverwurst, oh, they have all the best stuff. It's just so good. I love it. Gelbwurst is my favorite, by the way. If you're familiar with your wursts, Gelbwurst. Gelbwurst with parsley specifically is my favorite. I do also like they call it Alpine sausage. I don't know what it is in German. My grandmother knows what it is in German, but for us English speakers, they call it Alpine sausage, and it has little bits of bell pepper and mushrooms in it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, I'm very excited for the Telos, which is, for those of you who may not know, that is Lean's new tarot deck, which she recently did on Kickstarter. All right. I don't see any questions. So we'll get things wrapped up because I got chores to do and I got videos to edit. So thank you everyone for coming to hang out today. I really hope you enjoyed my little rambly stream about all my favorite things from last month. Lots of exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. Members, thank you all so very much for being a part of Scala Metaphysicae. You can look forward to your monthly Terrascope readings popping up either later this evening or tomorrow. Don't forget, next Sunday is our next Thoth study hall session. All of the details about how far we've read up to and stuff like that are in the Discord. So be sure to check the Thoth channel under the study hall header for all that. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. I think I covered everything. So thank you, everyone, for coming to hang out today. I really appreciate all of you so very much, whether you are a lurker and you just hang out and watch, or you're a chatter or a member. I love each and every one of you. So I hope you have a wonderful day and don't party too hard out there. And as always, remember, everybody is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So be kind, always. See you guys around YouTube. Bye, everybody.